Believe. I'll tell you in a moment. I'm just trying to work out how to get this camera to look decent, half decent. I look dreadful today. Rosacea's going nuts. Just open my door, get some air in here. The YouTube mobile app has suggested that these impromptu live chats would be best done vertically rather than horizontally. Apparently it allows the algorithm to then use clips from this live chat in shorts and other mediums within the platform. I'm not convinced. I think horizontal works a whole lot better. But anyway, it has suggested and recommended we do this vertically. So we're going to do it vertically. I apologise from the start. My rosacea is going blitzed this morning. So very sorry. I look a bit red, flushed and what have you. But it's the way it is. So what's going on in my world? You really don't want to know. So last night I had a gig with Disco. Put your teeth in. Brains pickled. We just had a half an hour of chaos. So this is the life of a self-employed musician, okay? So last night had a gig with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno at South Mill Arts in Bishop Stortford. Went great. Had a great gig. Fabulous gig. Earlier in the week I thought it might get cancelled because Simon, our frontman, the uncle, the funkle even, had fairly horrendous tonsillitis and was in hospital last Sunday having his throat dealt with and checked out. But somehow he managed to wage the war and was able to get himself fit enough to do last night's gig, and he played a blinder. Well done, mate. Fabulous job. Very impressed how you got through that. And I've just heard some footage, video footage online. Someone's posted up and it sounds really great. So well done, mate. Big kudos out to you. So today I'm doing a Queen tribute over in Milton Keynes, and because it was mad to basically go all the way home from Bishop Stortford to then come all the way back up to Milton Keynes. So I basically stayed in a hotel last night and got woken up at 7 o'clock this morning by a fire alarm. They had a new helper in the kitchen. So basically there was the woman that ran the kitchen in the hotel, and they had a new member of staff starting, and the woman forgot to turn the extractor fans on. So she turned the cooker on, started cooking all the food and what have you, and set the fire alarm off at 7. So that was great. So I woke up in a complete panic. I thought it was my phone, and it was like, that doesn't sound like my phone alarm. What time is it? Well, anyway, it was a fire alarm. Went back to sleep, got up, had my breakfast, great, had a shower, great, cool. Come down to my car, found out that I don't need to leave as early as I thought. Basically, I'm allowed to sit here in the car park for 24 hours. Great, fab. I'll do a live chat with my friends on YouTube. We'll do an impromptu live chat before the gig. Fine, before I have to head off. Super. I then get a message. Here's where it all goes downhill. So at 12:15, we get a message to say our drummer this evening is basically unwell. He's got a dose of this tonsillitis that seems to be going round. As I said, our singer in Uncle Funk had something similar at the start of the week. Anyway, our drummer's got this, and apparently has been unwell for a couple of days, but soldiered on and basically has hit the brick wall today. Apparently his throat is completely white inside. He can't talk, and he's been to see the doctor, and they've basically said you need to go to hospital immediately or it could lead to sepsis, which is fairly serious. Even with that, he still said, well, I'll try and do the gig. It's like, you ain't doing the gig, and I don't want to catch it, and neither does anyone else in the band. So we've been trying to get a drummer sorted. We're meant to arrive at the gig in 3 hours from now. Thankfully now we've got someone. I've never met the guy, so I'm hoping he knows the stuff, and I hope he's okay and what have you. But it has been panic stations for about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. The main problem being the band leader for the Queen band is based down in Torquay, which is not that close to Milton Keynes. He had already left home and was driving, so I guess was fairly unaware of the situation until I'm guessing the drummer that's dropped out rang him, or our regular drummer in the band who isn't on the gig tonight. Maybe he contacted him because he had been asked to do the gig. Anyway, that's all by the by. We've got someone in place. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be okay. So there we go, panic averted. But that doesn't help my rosacea, clearly. So hot, flustered, and stress-ridden. Is it any wonder? So yeah, if you don't know what rosacea is, if this is a new word and you're thinking, what the hell's he talking about? Look it up. Google is your friend. For years in my life, I didn't have rosacea. I got it in 2016, probably after being burnt a few too many times in Israel on gigs. And I developed it about 7 years ago. And it's a real hindrance. It actually stops me doing YouTube stuff quite often because I can keep putting the makeup on, but it looks like I've been skiing up a mountain. So my cheeks are all red. You get what look like spots, but they're not. They're part of the rosacea thing. So kind of I've got this and that. And sometimes when you see me wearing a cap, it's actually to hide what's going on my forehead. Sometimes you're completely clear, but today I'm not. So if you think, God, Mike looks a bit rough, I haven't put any makeup on. I've literally come out of the hotel, and the time I was going to use to put some bits and pieces on got eaten up trying to sort today's drummer out. So you'll have to take me as you find me. On that note, hope everyone is well. I can see messages popping in. Stacey, hi, how you doing? Let's see, what's that? Good gosh, yeah, a white throat is nothing to mess around with. For some reason, I can't. So we're doing this live chat in the new vertical format that the mobile app is suggesting. And I'm presented with a load of things, so that's probably camera spin. Right, is that the live chat messages? I'm guessing it is. Right, here we go. Live chat. Right, now I can scroll through the messages. Stacey, yes, yeah, white throat is nothing to mess around with. Hope he gets well soon. Then I think we've got the... okay, I can tag products as we're going through. Let's see if it'll... Oh, right, right, I'm not wearing or using any of the products that are currently in my store, so I can't do that. And because we've done that, I've now lost the focus. That's better. Right, what's that? Start a poll. I don't want to start a poll. There are all these things here. Sorry, I'm learning on the job here. What is that? Well, I don't want to start a poll. Thanks. Thank you. And we're there. That's good. Why is that not allowing me to save a highlight, share and mute microphone? Okay. Oh well, it's more features. We'll see how this works within YouTube over the next couple of days. Maybe this is the way that live chats will go. They won't be horizontal anymore. So if you're watching this on the desktop app and I'm literally just a vertical letterbox kind of window, I apologize, but this is what the mobile app has said is now the recommended aspect ratio for live chats. See 9 of you on here. Good to see you. Hope you're all well. Now I've got all the headlines out of the way. We can do the live chat. So I hope you're all safe and well. You find me in my car. So I'm here at the hotel that I was at last night. There's a lovely lake over there, but I had a quick mooch around there about an hour ago and the phone reception was really bad. So that's why I'm here in the car. It's not a particularly, glamorous setting. We've got gear, bass cabs, monitors, a quilt covering all the valuables in the car. So while I was in the hotel, obviously my basses, amp, pedals, all the small stuff I can take goes in. But the amp, monitor, some lights, they all had to stay in here. But there we go. So anyway, I hope you're all safe and well. When did I last see you? Tuesday, live chat. So that was 57. We've got 58 on Tuesday coming. If you want to get involved in that or watch it as we do it, you'll find it already in the videos listing, in the live listing. Oh, mum's there. You look absolutely fine. No, I don't. You're just being kind. I've got rosacea all over the place. So it is what it is. I never professed to being a model. And so number 58 is already there. If you want to get involved, or you think, oh, I'll forget that it's on, you can click on it now. And there's a little grey button there that says notify me. If you click on it, it'll then say notification on, and it will send you a reminder about 15-20 minutes before we start at 8 o'clock on Monday. So if you want to be part of that, feel free. You're very welcome. What news have I got for you? Let's think. I was editing like crazy the past couple of days, and the week has just kind of run away with me, and I knew with these 2 gigs last night and today that my time was going to be a bit limited. So video hasn't got up, unfortunately, but I'm going to try my darndest to put a video up tomorrow, and try and now get into the regular 2 to 3 day cycle, because after this weekend I actually don't really have any depth gigs this side of Christmas, which is great. So I've got nothing to learn, and it means basically the gigs I do each week I can kind of just go and do, and I can spend a bit more time concentrating on doing the YouTube stuff. Hurrah! So there will be videos coming your way very shortly. In the description box, and I don't know while I'm doing the live chat how you access the description box, but anyway, in there you'll find links for the Brooks's Base Corner merchandise. What have I got here? Oh, I've got my cap, which I had on yesterday. Brooks's Base Corner cap. Haven't got a Brooks's Base Corner t-shirt on, but I do have a very nifty looking Queen News of the World t-shirt on today. Unfortunately, that's not sold on Brooks's Base Corner, but various t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, glasses, water bottles, all sorts are available in the merchandise. So if you want to check that out, feel free. There are links for the UK and Europe store, US and worldwide store. Unfortunately, you've just missed 20% off discount, which ran out on Thursday night. I'm sorry. We have regular promos. You need to watch the live chats and watch the community tabs and the social media platforms for the channel if you want to keep up to date on those promos. So I don't know what the next promo is. I couldn't see it in the list for October. I don't think Spreadshirt posted them up, but there will be more. It will be free postage, or 10% off, or 20% off if you buy 2 items. We might get another 25% off discount. That was done back in June, I think. June, July. So they do occur occasionally. Mum, good means content up for the channel. Hurrah, exactly. There's Stacey posting the emojis. Well done. Now what does that plus do? Start a poll. Do I want to start a poll? No, not really. Yeah, there we are. So what's your news, gang? Anyone bought anything new? Anyone gigging today? Where are you gigging? What are you playing? What gear are you taking? What band are you playing with? So I'm on Queen tribute duty today, here in Milton Keynes. Well, I'm kind of close to Milton Keynes, but yeah, got about a 12-mile drive. But, yeah, all good now that the panic's over. What a crazy time. Not the first time I've been in that position. I've actually had worse. I've had people drop out with about an hour and a half before we had to be at sound check. So not with the Queen band, with other bands. Over the years, you know. Matt Caffell, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. I almost had a heart attack. I'm at a Queen tribute tonight, but it's in Tewkesbury. Now that's funny because I think a couple of weeks ago, the Queen tribute I play with were asked to do a night in Tewkesbury, but it wasn't today. It was a couple of weeks ago. Clearly, Tewkesbury is the place for Queen tributes at the moment. It would have been good to press the flesh with you finally. Yeah. But you're in Tewkesbury. Okay. Very good. Well, I hope you have a good night. Which band are you seeing? Which one? I can't tag the cap, Stace, because when I go on to tag products, at the moment the caps aren't showing in the product list. It's sort of dominated with mugs, water bottles and beer glasses for some reason. There's no caps in there, or t-shirts, sadly. Something to do with Google and YouTube. They just can't get their act together with these merchants, with the merch shelf and stuff. I don't know. It's not even copyright. I own the copyright. I don't know. There's just something doesn't want to present t-shirts, or when it does, I add them to the list and then they don't appear. I don't know. You're going to see Mercury. Oh, well, enjoy. I know Joseph Lee Jackson, frontman. Have a great night. He is fabulous. Say hi for me if you get to say hello. He knows me, so. Mercury have firmly established themselves as one of the world's most authentic tributes to Freddie Mercury and legendary Queen. They are back on the road in 2023. Yeah, exactly 50 years after Queen released their debut album. Yes, indeed. I know these things. I was just exchanging messages with Mr. Neil Fairclough, who's heading to America. So yeah, for a very good North American tour with Queen. He gets to do the real thing. I just get to do the tributes. There we go. Just a copy and paste from the Roses Theatre website. Oh, it'd be great. I saw Mercury back in May. I was doing an ABBA tribute and we were on a double bill with them. I'd never seen them before, but I knew of Joseph and he knew of me. And we did our show and then they were on after us and stayed and watched, of course. They were great. He's got a cracking voice, that boy. Very good. Power. And you need it. You need power, but you need the finesse as well. And he's got it. Enjoy the gig, Matt. Enjoy the gig. So I have a weird concoction of basses here. So obviously doing Uncle Funk last night, I had the Status Empathy. It's in the back. That was gig 69 on the bass string experiment series. 69 gigs with the same strings on. Incredible. Can't believe it. And actually they were starting to feel quite ropey last night, I have to say. Forget Me Nots was interesting. I've explained this one before, because those strings are so old and dead now. There's no bounce back when you're slapping, and very little sustain, so there's nothing there to help you. Literally, you slap the string and it just dies, and the note dies. And yeah, that and Car Wash was an interesting one, with the little slap riff. But I just felt the strings were really kind of what I call clacky, which is not the same as clank. Clank is a different thing. But clacky is when you're playing them and they're dead and they're kind of, you've got no grip on them, and kind of not when you're digging in, but you're just trying to be solid in your playing, and you're getting all sorts of weird. It's not like normal string noise. It's like something else. It's just like, it's like metal hitting metal, which is the string against the fret, which when you've got relatively good strings on, adds to the personality of your bass tone and stuff. But when you're doing it and the strings are dead, it just sounds horrible and it feels horrible. I could hear it on my ears. I was like, I know. I know these strings are on their way. I do. So next week is gig 70. I can't believe it. I don't know how they've carried on. Well, I do, because on that bass I've got so much EQ and I can tone shape so well that it's just got through. Any other bass, they just wouldn't have lasted. But so I've got that bass, and then obviously for tonight I've got the black Fender P Precision. But if a string had gone last night, I'd have had to have used the Fender, which disco purists would go, well, it's perfect bass. It's not for what we do, and I need tonal flexibility, which the P doesn't give you. Now tonight, if a string went on the P, I've got to use the status, which is going to look totally out of place on a Queen gig. Even though it's headed, it's not headless, but it's headed. It's far too modern and technologically gifted, shall we say, for a Queen gig, but it is what it is. So we'll see how we go. Let's see, Matt. So many try and fail to emulate Freddie. Correct. Stacey. Oh, lovely. I hope their tour on this side of the pond is amazing. I'm sure it will be. I'm sure it will be. Matt, those strings are now ready for Jameson. Yeah, I think I've just bedded them in, haven't I? I mean, you couldn't use a fret mute, a string mute on them now. I mean, they're playing and sounding like I've already got that attached. No, actually, they're round steel, so you know there is some tone, some life to them, but they ain't great. They're not great, but they've done 69 gigs, which for a set of £25 bass strings, can't ask for more. Some coated strings don't even last that long, but there we go. So today is kind of, I mean, it's not cold, not at all. It's probably still about 18, 19 degrees, but it's kind of, blue sky's trying to peek through here. It's the first day where it's kind of been a bit overcast and not sunny, and there's a breeze blowing here, but it's okay. You know, we're going in the start of October. It's meant to be 23 degrees tomorrow. 23 at the start of October. Nuts. It's only going to lead to one thing. It means we're in for a really bad winter and lots of rain coming our way, clearly. Whenever we get a nice sort of Indian summer in September, October, we get a hell of an autumn, and then winter is long and drawn out. So hopefully it won't be, but we'll see. So I had a killer breakfast this morning at the Premier Inn, which I paid for in advance, of course. It was the old fill your boots for a tenner. So I've pretty much, I think I've eaten my calorific intake for the whole day in one meal. But it's very good. I have a cereal, a couple of yogurts, banana, 4 glasses of juice, 2 coffees, cooked breakfast. I couldn't eat any more when I finished. That was the end. So I think I've done the whole thing for today. Maybe grab a little something later, just either before the show or to eat afterwards. But I'm not hungry, put it that way, which is always a bonus. So tell me, gang, how's this working for you in the vertical format? I'm guessing if you're watching on the desktop version, it's probably not looking that great. But on the mobile app, is this working well? I don't know. Basically, the app said it now recommends vertical format rather than horizontal, which I'm guessing is because it wants to use it in YouTube Shorts and other bits and bobs. Matt Caffel, need that energy for a full-on gig, like a Queen gig. You're right. That's why I did it. That's why I booked it. And also because the Premier Inn breakfasts are pretty good, I have to say. Matt Caffel, I'm on a laptop PC. It's good here. So normally if you do a vertical format and you're on the desktop, you've got huge black columns either side. Now I'm guessing there is a degree of that on your screen, but is it better than it used to be? Have they now got the formatting not sorted out, but is it now covering more of the video window? I don't know. See, I don't know. I can't see what you're seeing. I'm guessing there will still be black panels either side, but maybe not as bad as it used to be. Maybe. And my glasses are all wonky for some reason. If you've never been on a live chat here on Brooks's Space Corner, Matt's just sent a photo. I won't come out, Matt, because it will completely throw the live chat. And you'll probably get a reconnecting message. So I'll check that afterwards. But thank you. I'll check that. So if you've not been on a Brooks's Space Corner live chat before, feel free to put your comments in the live chat window. Any questions, anything bass related, let me know. If you've got a gig coming up today and your gear's causing you grief, or your bass isn't playing right, or your pedals aren't working, or you need some advice, ask me if I can help. More than happy to do so. Cool. Stacey says it's centered. Okay, well, if this is what YouTube wants, this is what YouTube will get. So I had my tripod all set up for a horizontal camera, and it said no, vertical recommended. So I'm guessing the algorithm is going to take segments out of this live chat if we have any sort of bass related content, and cut it up. I would imagine. So I can't see here on my window, because obviously I'm the creator, so you're not. I'm going to see something different. Tell me, in the live chat window, is there the emoji icon and the dollar symbol? I don't know, because that's not what I'm seeing. So you tell me. It's a voyage of discovery today, isn't it? Yeah, cool. Okay. Well, if you're new to the Brooks's Space Corner live chats, at the bottom of the live chat window, you'll see an emoji icon. Feel free to hit that. It does the channel good. It does the video good. It shows to the YouTube algorithm that you're enjoying the live chat, that you're getting involved, that you're in the conversation. So that's all good. And then obviously next to that, the dollar symbol is super chat. So if you like this video, or you like any video here on the channel, you like what we're doing on Brooks's Space Corner, you can hit that, make a financial contribution to the channel. It can be a small amount, can be a large amount, can be anything you want it to be. It's all gratefully received. Below the video, you should see a row of icons. So you'll have the share arrow, you'll have the thumbs up, thumbs down. If you can give it a thumbs up, it'd be fabulous. If you're going to give it a thumbs down, then please leave a comment in the comments section. Just let me know why you didn't like the video. I can't make it any better if you don't tell me what was wrong with it in the first place. You'll also see the dollar symbol in a love heart. That's the super thanks option, which works exactly the same as super chat. And that allows you again to make a financial contribution to the channel, should you wish to do so, but you don't have to. The videos are free to watch. Stacey Ann, bless your heart, $3.99 super chat. Thank you very much, my dear. Bless you. Excellent. Very much appreciated. I'll do the same for you once your YouTube channel's up and running. In description box you'll find merchandise links for the UK and Europe store, US and worldwide store, and you'll also find affiliate sales links for Amazon, Thomann, Gear for Music and Andertons. So if you've got any bass related purchases, feel free. Maybe you want to buy some strings, one of those retailers doing an offer, maybe you can help the channel by using the affiliate link in the description box, and that's on every video here on the channel. Matt Caffell, £4 super chat. Thank you. Bless you. Well done. Thank you, mate. Very much appreciated. Thank you. Yeah, so say you want to buy strings, gig bag, maybe some leads, new pedal. If you were going to buy from either Amazon, Thomann, Gear for Music or Andertons, if you go through the affiliate links in the description box, add the product to your basket, go through with the sale, then the channel receives a very small affiliate commission, and it really is small. I think Graham Potts bought an Aguilar DB751 amp sleeve, which is like the carrying protective case for it, which was about £280, and I think the channel made about £1.22. So that's what these small affiliate commissions are like. They're small, but they do add up over time. So, you know, if you are going to buy something from Amazon or Thomann, Gear for Music or Andertons, you can help the channel indirectly just by using those affiliate links. It doesn't cause you any grief, doesn't hurt the channel, it just helps the channel. And that's how the sales affiliate links work. Cheers, guys. Thank you for that. Really appreciate that. Amazing work. Fabulous. So yeah, so it's a day of Queen classics all the way. I think we're starting at about 8 o'clock, so that could always change, of course. Hey, Martin Fay, good to see you. How you doing over in Dublin? Hope you're having a good weekend, Mark. So yeah, all the Queen classics starting at 8, but that could change. With a bit of luck, I'll be able to get our Freddie back to London and on the tube before the last tube leaves, where I'm dropping him off. So we'll see. There we go. Stacey saying hello to Martin. Regulars from the Tuesday night live chats, you see. How's that Lakeland Geezer Butler bass doing, Martin? I presume it's arrived. Oh, it had arrived, hadn't it, last time we spoke. You were changing your strings when I saw the stream notification. A pleasant surprise. I've got hours to kill, mate. I'm on a Queen show later on, and I'm at a hotel, so I've got hours to kill. Matt Caffell, sorry, Mike, totally forgotten. I must have spent £1,000 in gear in the last 6 months. Reese, what football club do I support? This is a bass channel, Reese. I can tell you, you probably won't like it though. Yeah, why do you ask what football club? Hope you're not looking to start an argument, young man. I don't think you've been here before, Reese, so you don't look familiar. What bass were you changing strings on, Martin? And what are you putting on there? Actually, a couple of my basses are going to need restringing soon. We're going to do them as live chats. They're not going to be regular long-form content on the channel because I've already done videos for that, or those basses. Matt Caffell, come on, don't start all that. So those restringing videos will take place in the workshop. I'll have the laptop and a camera up, and we'll do the live chats while I'm doing the restringing. So if you guys got any questions while I'm doing it, so if you want to ask, why are you doing that, or why are you using those strings, or why is that, yeah, we can do it all while I'm doing it. Should make for a good couple of live chats. You're fitting DR Black Beauties to the Lakeland. I don't know. I can't remember if you and I are of the same vintage, Martin. But do you remember Rotor Sound? I think they were called Spacers, and they came out in the late 80s. I think 89. It was about a year or two after I started, and they were the first black strings. And I think Duff McKagan used them to go on his white and black basses, but they were the first black ones. You need to see if you can track down those. Either Rotor Sound still make something like that, or obviously DR do things like that. But black strings, yeah. Also need to adjust the pickup heights. The P pickup is much quieter than the J. Now that's obscene, because a while back on the live chats I was discussing, and also on the workshop video for that 4464 that I bought in ice metallic blue, was the opposite. So the J pickup was significantly quieter than the P, and on that video you see I have to level up those pickups to a point where when you go between the two volumes, there isn't that huge drop. It wasn't even the fact that you're always going to get a quieter output from a bridge pickup than you are from the neck, just because of it's physics. It's where the string is. The pickup is getting what's happening with the string at that position. But what I was not happy about was the significant amount of drop in balance between the two. I don't mind as you pan across the pickups having the different tone, but when the actual output volume is so radically different, I think I end up pushing the J pickup closer to the strings and dropping the P. That seemed, well, of course, that's going to work to a certain degree. Mr. Lover, England. Hello, mate. Stacey, Matthew, careful, yes. The last time Matt changed his strings, my headless tuner's bridges broke and had to be upgraded. What bass was that? What was that, Matt? What bass was that? Martin, you're 55, just a youngster then. But you're older than me, so we're in the same ballpark. Very good. Your custom, which one? Brand, come on. I show Tavallo. There's nothing we can do, Napoleon. Right. And your point being, obviously looking for live chats just to jump in and post some random message. Thank you very much. We're a bass channel. Please contribute bass related content, not stupid quotes from historical figures. The King Bespoke Creations Handbook. Is that David King? Matt, is that David King? I remember there was a guy once posted up his bass in Bassist magazine, and that was a David King headless. I think the guy lived in like the Philippines or Vietnam or somewhere, and it was the only bass he'd ever been able to buy where the hardware didn't tarnish and break because of humidity and just general weather conditions. No, Chris Hatton from Northumberland. Okay. Can't say I've heard of him, but if the basses are good. Don't understand why your hardware broke though. Headless tuner and bridges broke. Why did they break? Do you mean like they shattered through the metal? Because I've had that happen on the original T bass I've got. They use these little gold, they're like blocks, but then it's like rectangular shims almost that form part of the bridge, and if you screw the bridge down way too much, those plates, shims, just completely split and crack, and you have to replace them. They still sell them on the status side. Similar kind of thing, I guess. But I've never had the whole bridge sort of shatter. I've had the bridge saddles on the lodestones go, and the mad thing about that is they're made of ceramic. The whole idea of using ceramic was that they didn't crack or break. Yet two basses I've had that were lodestones, those ceramic bridge saddles cracked. Rubbish. Matt, retainer grub screws were monkey metal and they stripped. Oh, okay. I actually, I bought a Status Streamline second hand about 6 years ago, and that didn't have any of the grub screws. Oh. That didn't have any of the grub screws in there. And I ended up having to buy some. And I used RS components. But the thing was, you had to buy them in bags of 100. I only needed 4. So I ended up selling them on the various status pages on Facebook in 4s and 5s. It's amazing how many people had status bases and didn't have the grub screws. I was like, they must have come with the grub screws when the base was bought. So what are people doing with their grub screws, for crying out loud? Unless they just take them out and think, oh well, I'll never use the I'll never use normal strings on the bass. And then when they decide, oh, actually I will, oh, I've lost the grub screws. Madness. Okay to send a link to the build on here? Yes, absolutely, mate. Although I think you'll find it won't come through. I don't think the live chat application allows you to send links. But by all means try. But I think you'll find it gets blanked. Which is basically YouTube's way of stopping people jumping onto live chats and just filling the live chat window with a load of old rubbish or contentious content, put it that way. I wish there was a way. I wish there was a... Yes, it's not showing up, mate. Yeah, can't do it. I wish there was like a holding window. If YouTube could have that, which would allow us to say, yes, this can be posted up, because it would allow you guys to send pictures and keep the conversations going. You know, when someone's trying to talk about a bass or, okay, you've sent me a link. It's come through on Messenger, but not in the live chat window, sadly. Just bear with me a moment, guys and girls. I can see something's just come through. Just bear with me a moment, guys. I've just got... Sorry, I was just checking my WhatsApp for my gig today. We haven't got any more illnesses and people dropping out, but we seem to be okay. I've just got to reach for something out of my bag here. There we go. Yeah, so I would have done this sort of around the other side of this hotel. There's a really lovely lake and there's a pub on the sort of the side of the lake, but there was no internet reception. Well, I was getting like one bar and it was dropping in and out all the time, and I just thought it's too risky. Could have sat there with a nice cold pint of Coke and we could have done a nice scenic live chat, but I thought no, it's too risky. I've got 3 bars out of 4 here, so we'll go with that. There's no comment section below the stream yet, or I would have posted there. There should be. There should be. Again, this might be something to do with this live chat. Maybe YouTube are changing the formatting for the live chats, because as I said sort of at the start, they want us to do this. But it came up as when I set the live chat to happen at 1 o'clock. Normally I do the live chats in horizontal, regular thing, but it was saying no, vertical is now the recommended format for live chats. It's like, I guess this ties in with them doing the duo format, so when we have 2 of us on screen like we did with the Neil Fairclough chat, maybe they're trying to move everything over so that oh here we go, a friend of mine, my favourite drummer of all time that I've worked with, Martin Johnson. I asked him to do the Queen gig. Hey mate, sorry I was driving, no hands-free connected, I'm actually off, but we are away tonight, otherwise I could have done it. Okay, fair enough. It's a shame. He is fabulous. My favourite drummer. Although young Adjet in Uncle Funk is running him a very close second, I have to say. He just gets better and better. I was actually practicing the Uncle Funk set at home the other night to video footage of the gig that we did last night from 2 years ago, and it's amazing how his drum parts have progressed since that time. So exactly 2 years ago in September 2021 we played at South Mill Arts, and all the little finesse and pushes and accents that we now have on the songs, they weren't there. And I was trying to play what I play now with his drum parts from then, and it was amazing, all the little things you just do on autopilot when we play in the songs, and the pushes, accents, little drum rolls that go in with a certain bass break or a little fill, they weren't there. So well done, Adj. We're pushing the envelope with those songs. they don't stand still. We're developing them as we go along, so it's all good. That's the whole idea of it. Yeah, I wonder why there's no comment section. Maybe they're maybe there'll be a comment section once this live chat is processed and then on the channel, which normally takes an hour or so. Maybe then there'll be a comment section. Stacey, Agit has an amazing sound and has a new kit. He does. He's got a great sound. Actually, his snare drum before the snare drum he's using with this kit, it was actually probably one of my favourite snare drum sounds I've ever heard. Just amazing. I told him that many times. So don't ever get rid of this snare drum. It's amazing. But the snare drum with this DW kit is very, very good. Not sure which one I prefer yet. The other one is exceptional. But the DW kit, last night had the first projection graphics on the bass drum. So he's now got to get the toms and the bass drum LED'd up, which will then allow him to tap into the DMX lighting that we have on our regular setup when we're providing all the production. So he has light patterns all connected into the laptop, which go along with the backing tracks for each of the songs. And it now means all the LED things that go on with the mic stands as well, he can have that on the toms. So when you see the LED colours falling down the stands and the colour patterns and all of that, he will have the same thing going on within the acrylic toms and the bass drum and the floater. It's going to look amazing. But we wait for that to get done. It'll probably get done over the next month or so. Watch this space. It's been quite eye-catching. It will be very snazzy. Exactly. What a fab addition to the stage look. Yeah. Because it's a significant part of the staging, the kit. And usually he's raised up as well, so it's going to stand out. It's great. It's like another part of the show. Having the bass drum skin, you can project all sort of colourful patterns and graphics that are part of the star cloth and what have you. It'll look great. I do believe we're getting some rain. I can't believe it. We've got some blue sky overhead, but my windscreen's starting to get splodges of rain. How about that? That's good. I didn't bring boots today. I've only got trainers, so don't go too heavy, eh? Yeah. So, Martin, what you? I presume you're cleaning that fingerboard while you're changing the strings. What are you using? What are you doing? Adjustments required. You're doing the bridge and intonation as well, I hope. Check the nut. Check there's no make sure the nut is cut correctly, that they're not, any of the slots are overly cut. And you can tell me, because it's Lakeland Skyline, that Geezer Butler bass, what's the pickup routing like? I was absolutely appalled by the quality of the pickup routing on that 4464. It was horrendous. It was like they'd gouged out enough wood for a super-sized single coil pickup in the bridge. Disgrace. You don't need that amount of extra space in there. That's just daft. Using Music Nomad products to clean. Very good. F oil? Is it F? Or one oil, I think it is, isn't it? The routing is perfect and typical. Because it's a signature series, it'll have better routing. Oh well. F1 oil, very good. Are you using that for the fingerboard as well, or for the gloss coat on the body? Don't need the air in now. Cooled down. What is the fingerboard? Is it rosewood? Or is it Palferro? I can't remember. Remind me. F1 oil for the fingerboard and guitar detailer on the body. Oh, very good. Microfiber polishing cloths, I would wager. Now I can hear rain hitting the roof. It's one of those days, isn't it? Drummer's going to hospital. Now it's going to rain. Excellent. Ebony. Whoa, okay, right. We need to keep that sort of conditioned twice a year. Don't let cracks develop. It's very hard actually in ebony to prevent that. It's either going to happen or it's not. Just the nature of ebony, sadly. I can't let the phone go because I'm having to hold it. Basically, the fibres of ebony are always trying to pull apart. It's just the way the wood is. Great fingerboards, great sound, great note attack you get from an ebony fingerboard. But the actual timber material itself is trying to pull itself apart. So if you keep it conditioned, it's not so much keeping it lubricated because it's not porous generally, but you want an oil that will clean the gunk and the crap off and give it some. I don't know if it's not so much it needs lubricating because it's not porous, but it's keeping it conditioned. You do it twice a year, it should be fine. The JD I used to have, the Series 2, when I bought it, had cracks already in the ebony board, and that was only 12 years old. But I suspect the previous owner or owners had not sort of cleaned that fingerboard and looked after it. It had two splits, one midway down the board and then one higher up, and you could just see it was getting wider and wider, and I thought, no, this bass is doomed. It didn't stay with me very long. It looks lovely after a light oiling and buff. Excellent stuff. Pleased to hear it. Is this your first Lakeland bass, Martin? God, I look at see, all I can see is my glasses look all wonky. I'm sure they aren't. They're relatively new, but it's like they're all. It's like the old Morecambe and Wise, isn't it? Might have to go and get those rebalanced at some point. This is your second. You've had a DJ4, Daryl Jones 4 with TI Jazz Flats, completely different to the Geezer. Just a bit, mate. Just a bit. That'd have been a nice bass, though. I was quite pleased last night. I managed to get my Line 6 wireless system back out. I used it, or tried to use it, on an ABBA gig about 6-7 weeks ago, and I didn't realise I'd left a pair of batteries in the transmitter from December, and the minutest amount of corrosion had happened. The batteries hadn't leaked, but it was just the fact that they were left in there, and then I'd not used the system since December. Pulled the batteries out, and I couldn't understand why the transmitter wasn't working. And then as you looked, I got a magnifying glass at the top of the battery compartment. I could see the merest hint of blue-green around one of the contacts. It was like, bugger. Spent a couple of hours watching YouTube videos on how to sort it. Ordered up the screwdrivers so that you can take the thing apart and fix it, because buying a new transmitter was going to cost about 180 quid. And to fix it, to resolve the corrosion, is easy and relatively cheap once you buy the required screwdriver to undo the little screws that sort of keep the transmitter together. And lo and behold, one of the YouTube videos that I had after I'd placed the order for the screwdrivers showed the guy doing all this and put the batteries back in, and it didn't resolve the problem. And I thought, oh, well, it's unlucky. What he then found out was putting the batteries in, turning it on, and leaving it for about 10 to 15 seconds, the thing kicked in. So it had worked. And I thought, okay. And what I found out was, with the corrosion, the unit doesn't like partially used batteries. It wants the full juice of 2 brand new ones. But I didn't know that. So I thought, okay, one last attempt, put a brand spanking new set of Pro Cells in and see what happens. And lo and behold, after 6-7 seconds, it kicked back in. So the problem I've got now is, unless I've got brand spanking new batteries, it could well give me this grief. It won't take like batteries that have still got 2/3 in. Doesn't want to know. But I do have the screwdrivers, so some point after this weekend's out the way, I'm going to clear that corrosion off the one contact and see if it will start accepting non-full power batteries again. But we did get through the whole show last night without any issues, which is great. Oh, there's a message held for review. I think we will hide that. Thank you, moderator. That's what you're there for. Yeah, so it's all working. So I'm going to give it another run tonight. Obviously, I've got brand new batteries with me, but we'll try and use the same set from last night and see how we go. But yeah, it's just annoying with these Line 6 transmitters. I guess it's the same for any wireless system. If you're stupid enough to leave your batteries in there, you're asking for trouble. I didn't mean to do it. The last time I'd used that transmitter was in December, mid-December, on an ABBA tribute gig. And I didn't use the wireless system again for quite a while. Well, until that ABBA gig in August. But on the sound check for an ABBA gig, it's not the time to be taking gear apart and trying to fix things. Although, funnily enough, the guitarist in that band is always fixing things because his stuff's constantly going wrong. I just couldn't work out, or I couldn't get it to fire up. Now, had I known that I needed to put 2 brand spanking new batteries in, and it probably would have fired up, I'd have still been on edge a bit. So, yeah. But at least it's working. And if all it needs is some white vinegar on the contact, then I'll get that all done. The problem seems to be that when you take that Line 6 transmitter apart, there's a black screw that kind of holds the battery compartment door, which is what, when you pull the latch away, it flips open. Lots of people, when they take their transmitter apart, that screw disappears, it flies out. You've got to get it back in tension to keep that flip ability there. So, got to be careful. I'll have to film it as I do it. Make sure you get all the parts back in the right order. We'll see. Devoted Rebel 09. You're a happy chap, clearly. Moderator, if you still have access to that guy's message, you can block him from the channel. You have my permission. Shame, because we haven't had a knob like that on here for a long while, but clearly he's got nothing better to do, so we'll just put you back in the bin, mate. So we'll go on for another hour. We'll go through till about 3 p.m. here in the UK. Then I will head off to my gig. And fingers crossed we'll have a good show. So you got any problems with your bass gear? Looking for any advice? Maybe looking for a new purchase? Could be a bass, could be an amp, could be a speaker. Pedals, leads, gig bags, strings, cleaning accessories. Let me know if I can help. More than happy to do so. If I don't know the answer, we'll throw it open to one of the fine people here on the channel. Jamie Fisher, my other drumming friend. He's already booked tonight, so he couldn't do the Queen gig either. Very good. Yeah, looks like we're good to go for tonight's show now. Excellent. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on Lakelands, Martin? Now you've had two. Good points, bad points? Anything to be aware of with either of those bases? Matt Caffel, I'm running a Harley Benton Airborne Pro 5.8 gigahertz wireless in the T-Bone IEM 75. Very good. Does it all work well? You have any issues with any of it? I'm running the Line 6 G90, which is the rack mount version of their wireless system. I think it's the flagship product in that range. And aside from this corrosion thing, it's been great. The only issue I had was back at Christmas when we were doing a function gig, and it turned out I was running on the same frequency as a lot of mobile phones. You have to switch the wireless to, I think it's 5 gigahertz or something. I think, was it you I was talking to about this, Matt? Can't remember. I remember on the live chat I mentioned this earlier on in the year, and someone said you need to switch the such and such away from 2.8 to 5, and then it doesn't cause a problem. And aside from those dropouts on that 1 gig, I've had no issues with it. It's been great. Matt, only with bleed over from other gear, but the T-Bone has 13 channels and the wireless has 4, so can move away from things. Very good. Yeah, I've never had any issues with any of the wireless gear I've had. I say that, apart from my first unit, which was the Samsung wireless back in 1990, which just wasn't up to the game, really. Too much plastic and not enough quality, sadly. But this, the Line 6 thing, it's been great. But the weird thing is they just don't produce spare parts like corroded battery contacts. Why should we have to pay 180 quid for a new transmitter? Why don't you just produce new contacts? Seems obvious to me, but instead you got to buy some specialized screwdrivers, break the unit, well, not break it, but open the unit up and then clean the contacts with white vinegar. Really? could do without it, but if it means I can use up, I've got so many batteries on the go. Because invariably, like if I'm using IEMs, you get about 3-4 gigs, and then you've got these batteries that are still usable. And those are what when they're kind of run down, they're on 1. I use those as sound check batteries rather than gig batteries. But you just end up with like a bag full of spare batteries. So I've got to work my way through them. I know I will during December. So I've got a whole run of ABBA shows where I've got to provide my own batteries. So we'll get there. Matt, we did chat about it. 2.4 gigahertz is the noisiest band at the moment. Thank you. Okay. I will, actually, maybe I'll do that this week while I'm at home. Just go through everything. I know there's an updated firmware, but I don't know if my Line 6 needs it, I think, because I bought it in 2019. And I think the last upgrade was before that. So I'll check that anyway. But I'll have a look, see what it's running at. If I can switch it over to 5, then I will. Martin, I'm completely happy with Lakelands. The only downside is the weight, which doesn't really bother me. No, me neither. Skylines are very affordable for what you get. Yes, agreed. I've got the 5502 and I love that. Although I haven't used it on any gigs yet. I will do. But I think a lot of that is to do with the fact I'm predominantly a 4-string player. For most of the things I do, don't really have a need for 5 currently. But I've got them if I need them, of course. You know me, Mr. Prepared. Oh, the rain came and went. That was it. There was nothing. Oh, we got blue sky again. It's one of those days, clearly. Changeable. So if you've not been on live chats before, we do have the regular Tuesday night live chat is now all booked in up until 19th of December, every Tuesday, apart from the 31st of October, which will be on the Monday the 30th. But all of them are booked in up until 19th of December. So feel free to chime in on any of those live chats if you so wish. Matt Caffel, Hoser Keg Deoxit Contact Cleaner, 5% spray, 5 ounce, removes oxidization, improves connections, seals and protects surfaces. Okay, I will note that. Let me take I think I can do a screenshot of that. Let's see. I can. Done. I will check it out, Matt. I know I've got electrical cleaner for noisy pots and stuff, but I don't know if that's the same thing. I'll check it out when I get 5 minutes to do so, probably tomorrow. Yes, sir. Thankfully not a particularly long drive back tonight. Milton Keynes to home isn't too bad. I'm talking about 70 miles, maybe. Maybe not even that much. Might be a little less. Either way, not too bad. Matt Caffel, similar. Deoxit is what a friend puts in cheap pots and they never fail. Okay. I will check it out. Cool, you only just made that curb, didn't you, mate? Someone's just turned into the car park here. And they must have nearly taken out the curb by the bushes. Helps if you don't approach it at 70 miles an hour. But there we are. So yeah, funny old day here. But, hopefully it'll be a good gig tonight. And then next week, where am I next week? I've got Whittam with Uncle Funk on Friday. which is kind of Essex, Cambridgeshire borders. And then Saturday, I'm out with a wedding function band. So I think that's the last double gig weekend I've got for a little while. And then it's just singles every week until we hit December. And then it goes ballistic. General chaos, you know. But it's all good. Martin, this Music Nomad stuff smells great. Yes, it does, doesn't it? I know, I've got all their products on my workbench, and it is good stuff. Gotta bounce, break a leg. Okay, Matt, enjoy your Queen gig tonight. Hope you have a good time. Enjoy, sing heartily, and say hello to Joseph if you see him after the show. Take it easy, mate. Have a good weekend. Yeah, the Music Nomad stuff. Yes, very good. I know they came out with a load of extra products earlier this year. I think they're doing like a fret leveling bar, which I like the look of. And there were a couple of other things they came out with. I need to check all of that because I need to get back into doing the workshop videos. But you see, a lot of my gigs, certainly this year and the tail end of last year, have been with the Status, which is using the same strings. And so I've done no setups on that. The only other bass I've been using is the Fender for the Queen shows. And that's been about it. Nothing else has really left the house, I don't think. I took a couple of different basses as backup. Like I took the Marcus Miller Jazz on a couple of Uncle Funk shows because I wanted to use it as sound check. And we didn't have a particularly long sound check. So, yeah, that was a bit fruitless, really. But I haven't taken anything else out. It's been fairly regular, the stuff I've been doing. So now that we're coming towards the end of the bass string experiment, I think I can safely say that. Yeah, I think a few other basses are going to be coming out, but I'm going to end up doing quite a few more workshop videos and stuff, so it's all good. There's going to be some basses coming out that I haven't used since before lockdown, so might get the Spectre out, the Euro LX, and that needs a restring soon. Got to get that Marquis, Harley Benton Marquis bass on the workbench, get that all set up. And there's also the Ibanez Thomann that was on Tuesday night's live chat that needs totally going over as well. So there's going to be a few of those. So if you like the old workshop videos and how I do it and products I'm using, check them out. And I think at some point I'm definitely going to do a Kabiki setup video, and I also need to do an alembic one as well, because I don't think there's too many videos on YouTube showing you how to set up an alembic. There is kind of a list, an order to it. One of the technicians at Alembic did a post on the Alembic Club website, and I followed that when I was last setting up both of my alembics, and it kind of worked. I was like, wow, okay, that's fairly to the point, because there's so many variables on the alembic to adjust. Like you've got the nut, you've got the bridge is slightly different to most regular bridges. You got to get the pickup height right. You've got to do the balancing with the trim pots for the output of each pickup. And because it's such a long instrument, trying to get the action, the intonation, that's one thing. Then the pickup height, then the nut height, then getting the bridge right, and yeah, it takes a bit of time, but worth doing. Once you get it set up right, it's like, oh, okay, now it plays itself, does it? Okay. It's great basses, just long and heavy, or my two are, but I don't mind it. I don't mind the weight. I don't mind the length, because the tone is outstanding. So if you've got any questions about bass gear, bass guitars, amps, speakers, combos, gig bags, consumables, accessories, cleaning stuff, strings, anything you'd want to ask, feel free, fire away. Going to do this live chat for about another 45 minutes. We'll wrap it up at about 3 o'clock. And then I'll be on my way to my gig. So you just want to come on, chew the fat. Got any bass chat you want to sort of throw my way? Anything you want to talk about, feel free. That's what we're here for. So the bottom of the live chat window, you'll see the emoji icon. Feel free to give that an absolute battering. It helps the channel, helps the video, makes the algorithm think you're involved in the conversation and you're enjoying it. So even if you're not, feel free to hit the emoji icon. Next to that, you see dollar symbol. That's the super chat facility. Allows you to make a financial contribution to the channel. You don't have to. The videos are free. But if you enjoy the video, enjoy what the channel's all about, maybe you've seen some of the other content and you like that, and you think, I'd just like to help Mike and the channel out. You can hit the super chat facility. Allows you to make a small donation, large donation, anything in between. But you don't have to. The videos are for free. So it just helps to keep the channel going. Lubricates the oils of lubricate the wheels of progress within the algorithm. And then you've also got beneath the video, you've got the icons underneath. You've got thumbs up, thumbs down. Feel free to give it a thumbs up, very much appreciated. If you give it a thumbs down, please leave a comment, say why you didn't like the video. You got the share option, you got the save option. You then see the dollar symbol in a love heart. It's called super thanks, which works exactly the same as super chat. Just allows you to make a financial contribution to the channel if you wish to do so. If you aren't already a subscriber to the channel, please feel free to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, very important. And if you do that, you'll be presented with 3 options, which is none, so you won't get any notifications, which is a bit daft really. If you're hitting the notification bell, why would you want anyway? Highlights, which means the algorithm suggests videos to you that it thinks you might want to watch. And then there's all, so you'll be notified for all videos and all messages I put up on the community tab. And again, if you're enjoying the video, please give it a thumbs up. It'd be very much appreciated. Helps the video, helps me, helps the channel, and it's all good. See, the old t-shirt's got a few hairs on it today. Racking up the drinks here. Got a very nice apple Lucozade. I've got a taste for this lately. Very good. Best served iced cold, I find. So I'm just trying to prop the camera. Hopefully it won't tip. There we go, Stacey. Get those emojis on there. We had 2 super chat contributions today from Stacey and from Matt Caffel. Thank you very much, guys. Very much appreciated. I know I always say that, very much like a standard phrase, but there's no other way to. It is what it is, and I do appreciate it. I'm trying to do this one-handed. There we go. As far as I'm aware, there's a supermarket very close to where we're playing tonight, which is probably going to supply any food and requirements that we're going to need. So hopefully I'll be able to restock up with some drinks. Just can't guarantee we're going to get drinks where we're playing. Never assume. I've learned that over the years. Don't assume. It's good stuff, that. I did a gig a couple of weeks ago and was driving home and just wasn't particularly late. Just felt really groggy and tired. Pulled over at the petrol station, got a couple of bottles of this. And that got me home. Woke me up a bit. But yeah, Stacey, so I wonder if there's any advantage in using the YouTube emojis versus my phone's emojis. Mm, I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know. Google it. Google it. You can tell me. I would imagine the YouTube emojis have more influence within the algorithm. You tell me, Stace. There we go. I'm hoping they have great relevance to the algorithm. You're going on an emoji frenzy, are you? There we go. You can see the t-shirt in all its splendor. Oh, she's on a roll. She's on a roll with the emojis. See, the hard thing is, because I'm in the car, very hard to get a bass and play it. It will get banged and dinged in here. So it'll be an interesting night tonight. It's all the hits. All the regular Queen hits. And more emojis, Stace. You're going to run out of them. So are these the YouTube ones or are these your ones? God, it looks like that. See, obviously I'm looking at myself on the camera. It looks like that side of my glasses is like all wonky. What the hell's going on? That it's not balancing properly on my nose. Who knows? Who knows the nose? Oh, very good. You're going to check. Oh, it's gone very grey overhead. A bit dark. How you getting on with that cleaning, Martin? Are you cleaning the frets as well? I presume it wouldn't need it because it's a brand new bass, but I've had new basses that had grotty looking frets. So actually I was amazed at how manky the frets on that Lakeland 4464 was when I got it. So it'd only been out for 2 years, 3 at a push. It had 2 owners, but the frets were horrible, absolutely horrible. Jerry Blair, hey Brooksy, I found you by your bass reviews. Thank you. I always love them. Cheers, mate. Hope you have a good gig tonight. Thank you. Where are you based, Jerry? Are you UK, Europe, US? What you doing? Martin Fay, frets were fine, just a light buffing needed. Excellent. Good stuff. Actually, that's the other thing that Music Nomad do, that fret leveling bar. They also now have a metal sheet. I think there are a couple of different ones based on scale length and what have you. And they basically fit. It's like a sheet that fits over all the frets. You lock it in with the bands, so it's tight. And you just clean all the frets without having, like I normally use the grip guards, the Music Nomad grip guards. You don't have to use those. You just have this sheet. So you can either do them individually or you can get a buffing bar and just run it up and down the frets. Good for fret leveling as well, so they're all the same. But super quick for cleaning. Just literally go up and down. You're done. Love it. Yeah. Grip guards are fine, and they've been really useful. But sometimes they're just like on a flat radius neck. The grip guard has a natural curve to it. You have to hold it down. It's real pain. Or I find it a pain. But it's not so much a pain as having to mask up a fingerboard. That's time consuming. But again, the good thing with masking a board is when you start using things like Never Dull and what have you to polish up the frets, none of that's going to get on the fingerboard. And sometimes with the grip guards, a little bit does. So you've got to clean it back off. Jerry Blair, you're in South London. I'm from South London. I'm from Wimbledon originally. Not these days. I live sort of northwest London, but South London's my manor. Well done, mate. Well done. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the reviews and the demos. Thank you. Appreciate it. Welcome on the channel anytime. We do a regular Tuesday night live chat if you want to get involved in those from 8 p.m. every Tuesday. We're running through until 19th of December. So if you ever want to attend any of those, feel free. We have a kind of regular community. So a whole load of bass players come on and chew the fat, talk about gear. If something's going wrong, if I can't help or I don't know the answer, one of the other guys usually does. So, you know, you're welcome anytime. Do you play in any bands? Are you regular player, or what's your story? Or just playing for a hobby, maybe? What bass you got? What gear you playing through? Oh, Martin, strings are on now. Just stretching and tuning up. Excellent. Stacey, these are the YouTube emojis. So does Google say whether there's any weighting behind YouTube's emojis and general emojis on your phone? Lots of people coming and going from the hotel. I thought I was going to have to leave and drive around to find somewhere that had a reasonable mobile reception and somewhere I could park for an hour or two. But I got told when I handed my key in, oh no, you can stay in here for up to 24 hours upon your arrival time. It's like, great, that'll work. Means I can do this and I haven't got to go anywhere in order to do it, which is fab. And then at 3 o'clock, we're going to hurtle off to the gig, get set up, and we've got about 3 hours from arrival till we perform. So we'll probably give a couple of tunes a good run, bearing in mind we've got a depth drummer tonight. So should be all good. Should be all good now that the panic's over. It was a little hairy at 20 past 12, thinking we might not have a drummer tonight. But no, we got there. Got there eventually. The problem is when you're doing tributes is that, you know, even though most drummers in cover bands will play a couple of Queen numbers, they don't know the whole catalogue, especially in terms of greatest hits. And whereas if you're in a covers band or a function band, you can get a dep in, and there's gonna be tunes that they know, songs that they know. They'll know the layout. They'll know the parts generally. We can get by. Tribute is a very different beast, you know. So to assume a drummer's going to know the drum part for Who Wants to Live Forever or Somebody to Love, these tunes don't get played in covers bands very often. You know, a drummer might know or get away with like Tie Your Mother Down, Another One Bites the Dust, Under Pressure, Don't Stop Me Now, Maybe We Will Rock You, or We Are the Champions. they're not going to know all the other stuff. They're just not. You know, it can be a little bit of a daunting prospect. Not that Roger Taylor's drum parts are difficult, but you need to know song layout and you need to know intricacies. And if you don't know those, it's very easy to get very lost and become, you can find yourself in the middle of a song and think, Christ, where are we in the song? I don't know. And I mean, I always do my prep, especially for a tribute band, because there's nuances that you aren't going to know unless you're a fan. Happened to me with the Green Day stuff. That was I wouldn't say a monumental learning experience, but I had to learn all that material from scratch. You know, there was a lot of stuff, and a lot of those songs rattle by in like 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes tops, especially some of the sort of punky, thrashy stuff. And that took a lot of work, but it was worthwhile. When that band was up and running, we did very well out of that, and the effort put in at the start more than paid off. Paid a lot of mortgage payments, put it that way. Jerry Blair, I play with a couple of bands, cool. San and jazz and reggae. One band I work with is called Dr. Ellis and the Soul Surgeons. I did a good last night, went down a storm. Excellent, well done, mate. I did a disco band last night. I play in a band called Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno, 9-piece disco show band. And yeah, we did a public gig last night. I think it was about 350 people. I think we sold 350 tickets, something like that. Great night. Well done, South Mill Arts Centre. You were fabulous last night. Really enjoyed it. Everyone was well up for it. And next week we're in Whittam, Essex Cambridge borders. I think it's Whittam Public Hall. I think something like that. Then we've got Harlow Playhouse coming up, Bourne Corn Exchange, Haverhill Arts Centre. And we've got a couple of theatres, and then we're kind of near Christmas, then it starts to go a bit mad. So there's private parties, corporate functions, theatre shows, public gigs that the band puts on. So it's going to be all go, and then it's dreadfully quiet in January. Although I say that, I think I've got a couple of Queen shows in January, in sort of the last 2 weeks. And then it all starts up again. Before you know it, it'll be festival season again. Cool. So what gear have you got, Jerry? What bass you playing? What amps you using? Pedals? All of that stuff. We've got about another half an hour to go of this live chat. You got 9 bass guitars, 4 strings and 5s. Excellent. 4 of them are fretless, unlined. Excellent. Good stuff. Very nice, sir. If you want to see what I've got, there is a video. Let me see. I might be able to, just bear me a moment. If I go into, oh no, how did I do it before? No, I don't want to stop. Now where can I put messages in? Oh, it's not allowing me to put a message in. How do I do that then? No, I wanted to put a link to, see, this is the thing. It's all well and good YouTube saying go vertical, but it's taken away the live chat facility for me. So how can I? No. So how do I put my messages in? Okay. I've got no facility here for me to post a message. So how does that work then? There's no facility. I was going to say, basically on my channel, Jerry, you'll find there's a video called Building a Bass Collection 2023. My bass collection's there, so if you want to check it out, if you like that sort of thing, if you like looking at basses and what have you, it's got all my basses up to January at the start of this year, how I bought them, where I bought them, why I bought them, what I use them for. I think it's about 55 minutes long, but there's about 33 basses on there. So if that's your thing and you've got time to kill, feel free to check it out. I'm a bit annoyed that I can't post it up though. It's really annoying. But why can't I put a message in? It's my live chat. Okay, well, we don't want... Yeah, there's just no option for me to post a message. I don't know. Crazy. See, when we're on horizontally, I can post a message, but for some reason, this is not allowing me to do it, which is a shame. Are you gigging tonight, Jerry? What are you playing? Who are you playing with? So where in South London are you? So like I say, I'm from Wimbledon. I lived in South Milton for first 5 years of my life, and then I was back there in 81, and then I was back there from 85 till 88. I still got loads of friends in the area and what have you, and family relatively close to there, but yeah. South Merton, Morden, Wimbledon Chase, all of that. My old stomping grounds. Went to university at Kingston. Lived in Putney for a while as well. So yeah, I know my roots. So I got a pedal board with me today. So it's the small one that I use for most things. Used it last night. So that's got the Boss TU2 tuner on. Digitech drop pedal, of course. EBS Octabass, Aguilar filter twin, and the Aguilar tone hammer preamp. Although I'm using a cab and an amp tonight. Not necessarily going to be on in-ears. Actually, I couldn't be on in-ears tonight because I haven't bought my wireless setup. So yeah, kind of back to normal tonight. It's so rare that I have amplification these days. It's you got to remember to pack everything. Very easy to take the cab out and forget the amp or the cables. But I had to bring a monitor and lights today, so all the extras. It's all good. Should be a good night. Fingers crossed. Stacey, will that allow you to reply? Will what allow me to reply? Nope. No, there's no option. I've got no option here to post. There's no box I can tap into. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. It's a bit weird. Jerry, you use Mark bass. Cool. You got a Ninja 500. Mark bass CM12, 300 watt bass. Cool. Mixture of dark glass pedals, Aguilar and some Dunlop pedals. Good choices, sir. Excellent. When you say Dunlop pedals, do you mean MXR, or do you mean Dunlop as in like the wah pedal? Nice gear there though. See, normally I can prop my tripod on the car dashboard when we're in horizontal mode, but because the phone and the camera are here, it's like that. And then the tripod, I'm hitting the windscreen. I can't put it on there, so I've got to hold the tripod. It's great, isn't it? So as I said earlier, if you're after any Brooks's Bass Corner merchandise, go to the description box. You'll find links for the UK and Europe store and the US and worldwide store. You too can buy Brooks's Bass Corner branded merch. It's got the caps, there's t-shirts in there, there's hoodies, glasses, bottles, mugs, iPhone cases, iPad cases, lunch boxes, a million and one things. There's literally about 150 products for every design that's in there, apart from the Bass Legend quotes, which are only available on t-shirts and mugs. But if you're looking for some merch, links are in the description box below, along with affiliate sales links for Amazon, Thomann, Gear for Music and Andertons. Jerry Blair, I've got 3 pedal boards, all depending what type of gig I'm doing. Small, medium and large pedal boards. Excellent. Me too. I have the small one, which basically does everything, but I've got a pedal train board, which is a bigger thing, which is predominantly for doing the Uncle Funk stuff. But I kind of cannibalized that board about 1.5 years ago. And I've got a whole load of new pedals I want to put on it, on the pedal train board, but I've got to sit and get my sounds right and what I'm putting in and getting it in the right layout. Keep saying I'm going to do it. I was meant to do it before festival season this year, just didn't get the time. So it's my priority to do that in the spring, and I'll do a video about it, what's going on the board, why it's going on the board, take you through it, go through the sounds, hopefully. You've seen that video already. Very impressive bass collection. Thank you, mate. Thank you. It took 3 hours to film and took 55 hours to edit. It was a lot of work, but it was worth it. It was worth it. Seemed to get a good reception. Glad you enjoyed it. Thank you. There've been new additions to the collection since, predominantly basses that I've bought for using in videos here on the channel. So I don't expect them to be long-term purchases, staying in the collection for a long time. I'll use them on a bunch of gigs, see how they sound. But I probably won't keep hold of them for like 10 years. I'll use them for videos, get what I need out of them, and then either sell them on, or maybe they might even become competition prizes here on the channel. We'll see. So I bought the Ibanez, get the numbers right, SR300 EB, the Lakeland 4464, Ibanez Thomann, and the Harley Benton Marquis. They've all been added. Oh, grew up in Beckenham, live in Deptford now. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I know both places quite well. Excellent. South London man. No, you're not gigging tonight, just chilling. Match of the day for me. Excellent. Last week I did Soltasia Festival in Maidstone in Kent, and we were on nice and early and we finished at 7 o'clock, and I was home in time for match of the day by 9:30. To me, that's success. You know, get your Saturday gig done and you're still home in time for the football. Excellent. Although tonight, let's think, I might get home just before match of the day finishes. So then I'll watch it on iPlayer. But because we're not that far from sort of returning to base. So depending what time we finish, pack down, round the singer up, get him in the car, and we can head home and get him dropped off at the tube. So what bass stuff interests you, Jerry? Anything you'd like to see on the channel? More reviews, more demos, how-to videos, workshop videos? Then we kind of branch into the area that I call feature videos. So a lot of the other sort of bass channels do these things where they'll do, you know, compare and comparison videos, or, you know, 10 basses you should never buy, which I find a bit clickbaity. I could do them. Yeah, you're a bass channel, you should be selling the positives, telling someone these are 10 basses you should never buy. Let them make their own mind up. By all means, give them the material to reference, but don't tell people what they should and shouldn't buy. Unless something is so dreadful, you know, parts are falling off it and electronics don't work, you know, that sort of stuff. Then you're warning people. But some of the bass channels get, well, I don't want to get into a flaming war with other bass channels here on YouTube. Misty Doy, hey, how are you? Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Don't think I've seen you here before on the channel, so I don't know who you are, but you're very welcome to the live chat. And if you've got any bass questions, anything you wish to contribute, or any questions you'd like to ask or comments, let us know. If you put anything offensive, you will be blocked. We've had one today already. He won't be back on this channel. We run a tight ship, pretty much. Ah, you've got MXR pedals, excellent. Yeah, I've got a few as well. I like their stuff. I've actually got 3 or 4 at home that I've bought over the past 16 months. So there's review and demo videos of those to go. And a couple of them are going to end up on my board when I do this rebuild. Misty Doy, I'm from Bangladesh. Oh, okay, cool. Welcome. If you want to know anything about bass, or you've got a bass, you've got any problems with your gear, let us know. If I can help, or one of the others can, then we're more than happy to do so. We've got about another 12 minutes on this live chat, and then I've got to drive to my gig. So if you got any questions or comments, fire away. We'll do our best to help you. It's gone very overcast here. Ooh, it's one of those days. Hopefully we'll get loaded in case any rain starts. But I'm bootless today. I'm just trainers. So hopefully it's not going to rain or rain too hard. USA. No, not USA. UK. London based, but I'm not in London at this very moment. I'm actually kind of Cambridgeshire, Buckinghamshire way at the moment. But the channel's based in London. Yeah. So if any of you got any bass questions, looking for some bass advice, shopping help, shopping advice, maybe you're looking to buy a new bass, new amp, new pedals, new strings, gig bags, any of that stuff, if I can help, more than happy to do so. Feel free to follow us on social media. You find Brooks's Bass Corner on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, Be Real, TikTok, Discord, Reddit, Quora, and Threads. What do you do? I'm a bass player, professional musician, and a YouTuber. I could say that now. I've been doing it 3 years. So, yes, full-time bass player. Been doing it for, well, professionally for 28 years, and I've been playing as a bass player for 36. How about you? You like music? Excellent. Well, feel free to have a look around the channel. Watch any videos that take your fancy. There's interview videos on there. Some big bass playing famous people. And loads of reviews, loads of demos. I think what else we got? There's so much content here on the channel. Feel free. Do I like Bollywood music? Not really my bag, to be honest. I don't probably have the attention for that. I've got so many other things I have to keep an eye on, listen to. It's never really caught my ear. Sorry. How are we doing? Got another 7 minutes. Then I'll start winding down. But thank you everyone for contributing today, getting involved in the live chat. I know it was impromptu. These things usually are when I'm out on gigs. But we're doing Tuesday night live chat is all booked in, number 58. If you want to check it out, feel free. Go on to the videos section or the live section or the live chat playlist. And you'll see all the upcoming live chats are already in there. They're scheduled. So find live chat number 58, and that will be going live at 8 p.m. UK time on Tuesday in 3 days' time. So if you want to join in, feel free. We will be there. I'll be there. Most of the regulars will be there. And we'll talk bass, which is what we do. And like I said earlier, we'll be doing the Tuesday live chats all the way through up until, I think it's the 19th of December. So a week before Christmas. And then we'll come back in January once Christmas and New Year are out the way. Lily Reyes, hi. How you doing? Welcome. Martin, first impressions of DR Black Beauties. This should be good. Right, Martin. Less bright than rotor sounds. Lots of mids coming through. Okay. Feel nice under the fingers as well. Okay. Good. You're doing good, Lily. Excellent. Welcome to the channel. We've got about another 5 minutes on this live chat. So if you've got any questions, any bass stuff you'd like to ask, feel free. After that, I've got to drive to my gig, which is why we're in the car, because I'm at the hotel I was at last night. So if you've got any bass questions or any, if you're looking for some advice regarding bass playing or gear, let us know. Oh, they sound like good strings, Mark. Lots of mids coming through. That's what you want. I think it's passive bass, isn't it? Remind me. Brain's gone to mush today. If it's passive, then those mids coming through will be fairly beneficial. Jerry Blair, bass reviews and how to interest me the most. It's always good to get another perspective from working bass players, like, for instance, that cling film live chat you had about 2 weeks ago. Great idea. It's needs must in that situation. As I said in that video, I couldn't remember what we used to do in my old covers band to protect that player's board. And then I thought, it's cling film, isn't it? And we did that first gig, the first Legend show in July up in Cromer. And it was just bucketing down. The wind was coming in through the side of the stage. And I just thought, there's got to be a way around this. And I hadn't even thought about the cling film thing. And then a couple of days later, I was in Costco and I was walking up the catering aisle, as you do. There's a box of catering cling film. And I thought, it's light bulb moment. Ding! You want a box of that? I've got it in the car now. And yeah. And so when we got to the next Legend show about a month later, and it was raining again, funnily enough, no brainer, really. Get the board out of the case, wrap it in cling film, job done. And it did. And then the next day I'm at the gig, take the cling film off, throw it in the bin. Great. Cheap, functional and effective. There you go. Real world solution to the problem. You know, some pedal companies will charge you a couple of £100 to create like a clear perspex canopy and drill holes so that the switches come through. No, I don't need any of that. I just buy an £8 box of catering cling film and use that, and then throw it away. Easy, much better. Martin, yes, passive EMG pickups. Okay. Well, in that case, those mids coming out of those strings will work to your benefit, I would suggest. That's good. We're happy playing with those, Mark. Keep us informed how they last. Are they coated? Is that... I don't know enough about the DRs and the Black Beauties. Are they coated, or are they just, I guess, sprayed? Excuse me. Will do. Yes, they're coated. Okay, we'll keep us posted. Let me know how you get on with them, how they last. See if you can get 69 gigs out of those. I can't believe this set of Rotor Sounds has done 69 gigs. And next Friday it'll be 70. It's just crazy. I thought at least one string would snap by now. And when I first started that series of videos, I thought we're going to get 35 to 40 gigs, which at that time, 35 to 40 gigs probably is around the area that I would then change a set. So not risking a string snapping or tuning going. But I just thought, do you know what? Just push the envelope on this. See how long you can make those strings last. They don't get cleaned. They don't get cleaned. And I'm doing nothing to look after them. I'm just playing the gigs, put the bass back in the bag. Come out to the next gig, play them, put the bass back in the bag. And that's all that's happening. I'm not, you know, lengthening their life in any way. I'm literally just going to the point that either a string snaps, tuning stability goes, or it actually just gets to the point that the strings are almost unplayable. That's the way it's going at the moment. Is I'm going to get to the point very, very soon that the strings are just going to be unplayable. The tuning stability hasn't dropped off yet. When I did something similar to this, although it wasn't planned at the time, which would have been 2016, I think. And I'd been with Road Sound for about a year. It just dawned on me one day, I haven't changed these strings in ages. Just haven't changed those strings in ages. When I went back through the diary, I'd done about 36 gigs. And about a couple of gigs further on from that, the tuning stability dropped off. And I thought, okay, well, that's reasonable, you know. And yet here we are, 60, yes, Martin, the gentleman's number. Behave yourself. And hi, Kev, good to see you. And yeah, here we are, 69, be 70 next week. Just obscene, really, for a set of, you know, I think Rotor Sound swing bass strings are absolutely fabulous, but they're a standard set of strings. There is nothing other than the workmanship that goes into them, the alloy, what have you, whatever the Road Sound do with their strings. But there is no, you know, there's no special alchemy involved here. Yet these strings have just lasted, just absolutely lasted. So well done, Rotor Sound. 69 not out. We're going for the big 7-0. And after that, we'll keep going. We'll keep going. I've always got a backup bass on hand if a string snaps. But, and I do, you know, I very firmly realize we're going into that area now of the unknown. You know, string could go at any time. But we just keep going and see where we end up. If it gets to 100, I won't believe it. Really, I wouldn't have foreseen that. But if they can go that far, then great. But I keep going back to the fact that the EQ on that bass is what's getting them through. Really. They're not particularly pleasant to play now. They, you know, they don't feel great. They don't instill you with a great amount of confidence that something's going to go wrong. But that's, you know, I am pushing that boundary just to see how far can we go. How far can we go? And yeah, we'll see. Watch this space. I will try and make the next video that goes up here on the channel, hopefully tomorrow, will be the first of a run of those bass string experiment videos, because I need to catch up. The point we were at last year of the last video that's actually on the channel, which was gig 14, was this time last year, end of September. So we're now, all the videos now in that run are going to feature 5 gigs. So, because there isn't a huge amount of change in the strings over 1 or 2 gigs, it's generally over a more marked period, but we'll see. We'll see. On that note, boys and girls, good to see you. Thank you very much for getting involved. It's just gone 3 o'clock here in the UK. I'm going off to do a gig. I will catch you on Tuesday for Tuesday's live chat, number 58, from 8 o'clock here in the UK. Hopefully try and get a video up tomorrow. I've kind of got a clear calendar tomorrow, so I will crack on with that. And like I say, see you on Tuesday, and then it's just videos. Let's get as much content out as I possibly can. Stacy, thank you very much for the super chat payment. Matthew, thank you for the super chat payment. Thank you to all those getting involved. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the new subscribers. Good to see you. Very welcome here on the channel. And have a great weekend, guys and girls. Look after yourselves. As I said earlier, in description box, you'll find affiliate sales links for Amazon, Thomann, Gear for Music, and Andertons. And there's merchandise links in there as well. So if you want to buy some merch, t-shirts, caps, mugs, hoodies, it's all there. On that note, guys, have a great weekend. I'll catch you soon. Hopefully see you Tuesday. All right. All the best. Bye-bye.